Everyone, it is me, the X whatever, and today we're doing what if. Oh no, I messed up my lines. Well, aw, I really want to do this. You know what? Fuck it. I am doing this shit. And this what if is, what if Bell was a Spartan from the Halo Infinity? If you guys don't like the title, then I understand, but if you guys think I should just name it Spartan, then I will name it Spartan for today. However, let's get into it. Bell Cornell, report to the command deck. What is it this time? I haven't done anything this time. All I have been doing is making sure everything. I've been paying attention to my training regiment, my commander. Being a Spartan is much more harder. When I first joined the UNSC, I thought I'd be, fighting aliens or something, but no. I'm just a recruit of Spartan, and plus, the armor they gave. Sorry, that was a spoiler, but this will be what Bell's armor will look like, but I will enhance it for you. If you guys don't like it, I have another one. But anyway, let's get to it. Oh, so the screen that you're seeing here is like a pre-recording of yesterday. And I edited blah, blah, blah. Just let me get into it. Yes, Commander, I have arrived. Good. Bell. The Covenant have been tracking, not the Covenant, just the remnants of the Covenant are tracking us as we speak. Captain? How are they tracking us? Captain turns to Bell. We have one of their comrades on board somewhere. He must have snuck in. Captain, how did he sneak in? He uses cloaking tech. But however, this one's pretty advanced. We can't even track it. We don't even know where he is. So your first assignment, since all our Spartans already went with the other ship. Since you're the recruit, I'm tasking you with finding this thing and killing him. Yes, I have a Discord, guys, and in this video, the Discord will be there. Also, I'm trying to be very loud because... However, if I'm too loud, turn down the volume a bit so you can hear me a bit better. As Bell begins about to leave, the captain says, "Wait." As Captain pulls out a pistol behind him and gives it to Bell. As Bell's like, "Wait, Captain, why are you giving me a gun?" As the captain says, "You'll need it. Plus, this is the only weapon you can use. You were only trained in using the pistol. Your next training was the assault rifle, but the other Spartans had to leave by then. But go and try to find that guy. We'll try our best in trying to jam the signal as best we can." Got it, Captain. As this is what will Bell look like. This will be Bell like saying like, "Time to kill something." That's how determined he is. And he does have an AI, but you guys get to decide what AI he has. Anyway. As Bell begins investigating areas of the ship, he finds a part where it has been messed with. He moves some, for frick's sake, cargo containers, and he finds a hidden, like a hidden hallway. Of course, the captain didn't know that they had one on board. But this hallway looked like it had been cut through. As Bell begins examining it, he knows that elite must be an elite and has a sword. However, The amount of time it must have took him to cut the swords would probably be low, probably about 5%. So he's probably saving it in case someone like me tries to find this. As Bell is about to walk in, first he checks his motion trackers and he picks up someone coming up behind him. So he pretends he doesn't know, and he begins walking in the hole. And as soon as he turns to a corner, he quickly grabs the bar and lifts himself up onto the into the into the hole that the Spartan made, onto the roof, because there are a bunch of pipes and stuff. As the elite decloaks and about to slashes at nothing, the elite looks around, and he just thought he must have lost track of the Spartan. As Bell begins letting go of the bar and jumping onto the elite's back, however, the elite begins trying to push him off as best he can. However, Bell's grip was not giving in. However, the elite began backing up into a wall, almost crushing into Bell and crushing the Bell. However, Bell still had his grip on him. So Bell begins trying to grab his pistol. However, the elite saw him trying to grab his gun. So the elite began shaking Bell violently, and it was successful. The gun slipped out of Bell's hands and all the way to the corner. As the elite finally grabbed onto Bell's helmet and threw him across the ventilation system. As Bell quickly got up and went into a fighting stance, the elite grabbed his sword and deployed it. As the elite began roaring, "For the Covenant! For the journey!" As the elite begins charging Bell. However, Bell does the same thing. However, when the elite slashes him, Bell slides underneath him, grabbing the pistol behind him, and then shooting him multiple times until the elite's shield was completely gone. However, Bell ran out of ammo at the same time, so Bell quickly grabbed his knife and threw it at the elite in the chest, wounding the elite greatly because it punctured his heart. However, it was still able to fight a bit. So the elite manages to stab Bell in the arm with the plasma sword. However, that's when the elite completely lost due to heart failure and blood loss. As the body fell onto Bell for the next 5 minutes, Bell was unconscious for about 2 hours. During this time, the transmission was already complete. The Covenant command ships know where their UNSC ship is. However, during those 6 hours, the captain immediately initiated a hyperdrive. However, one of the Covenant ships blasted a hole through here, all the way through it, making a huge hole, ripping the ship and ripping almost the entire ship apart in height when they're going to light speed. When it's being ripped apart, the hyperdrive was also damaged by this. However, the scientists who made the hyperdrive also had theories as well, but they never thought this would ever happen. The hyperdrive was malfunctioning as they were going through light warp speed, causing it to open it to multiple realities and dimensions. However, the back end of the ship was completely torn off, and the other was drifting in space. All the crew members were dead due to lack of oxygen. However, since the cargo hold was already sealed up, since the captain already ordered that place to be sealed up as soon as Bell reported that the elite might be here, so Bell was completely fine. However, when he awoke, he looked at where he woke. The body of the elite was still on him, so he pushed that off greatly. And as he saw the elite's sword, Bell picked it up and the pistol that the captain gave him. And as soon as Bell turned around, he saw the communication relay. So Bell destroyed it with his fist. However, Bell tried radioing in. God, why can't I say that? But there was no response. He tried again. Nothing. So, give me a minute. He said, "Copy. Anyone there? Over." All he could hear was static. It's like, "Do you read me? Over." Still silence. As Bell began trying to pry the door, as soon as Bell got out, first thing he noticed that the cargo bay the lights were completely off. So Bell just assumed that probably the generator might have blown or something, or just had to cool down for a while. So they'll probably run on emergency backup power. But to Bell's surprise, there was no backup power at all. Because if there was backup power, there would be enough power to open a door at least, but the door wouldn't budge. So Bell, being the lucky guy with a Spartan suit and plus same treatment as Master Chief, because Bell had that 1% chance, so he's also strong as Master Chief. So if anyone in the comment section has to, no, he can't do that. He can't have Master Chief strength. Like, well, technically I can. Besides, Bell was the last Spartan to actually volunteer, but the procedure was actually not risky anymore. It was more in the safety level. So yeah, more chance. So whatever. But whatever. Let's get to this. As Bell begins prying the door open with his hands, and as soon as he opens it, he just sees half of the ship completely ripped off. Like when he's walking up there, the floor that was there before when he walked in was completely like gone, just bunch of like hanging pieces off there, and the railing that was there, yeah, that completely fell to the goddamn ground, making a clean path for him. As Bell's like, fuck, how long have I been out? As Bell begins like trying to like question like where the hell is he? However, he sees a goddamn tower in the distance, and plus, this is in the middle of the night in Dachima. Everyone's asleep in the city. And no one even saw this. They heard a weird noise, but they didn't like want to investigate it because they didn't know what it was, so they just thought it was nothing. However, no one noticed, so whatever. As Bell begins like, where am I? Where the hell am I? He says in his visor. I'm gonna end it here. I'm kidding. I'm gonna like, why would I end it here? Spoiler alert, but whatever. As Bill's like, this is, I must be imagining things. I'm a recruit. This is all going through his head. This is like he's like talking in his like head like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm not stranded on a planet. I'm not stranded on a planet. As Bo grabs makes a fist and punches himself in the face, to try and pull himself together. He's like, okay, I'm on a planet, but I don't know where I am. Fucking great. As Bo turns around and tries to turn on any leftover power or any emergency power generators. However, there was none, but Bell found a generator manual in the ship, in the cargo hold, and parts to make a generator. However, the one thing it lacked was, the tools. Because the tools were in the cargo hold right next to Bell. But, since the crash, the tools were completely destroyed, and the straps that were holding the tools were completely ripped off and bounced around a lot. And since Bell crashed there, the power ran out as soon as they crashed there. Because going through time and dimensions, when Bell went to this different dimension, the ship had enough power for a bit of gravity, for the gravity. No, what? No, fuck it. Just don't mind what I said. But guys, if you think I'm going really detailed in this shit, please, goddamn, tell me. But anyway, let's get to this. Wait, first. Okay, we're good. We're good, boys. We're good. We're good, girls. We're good, guys. We're good. Okay. Bell begins cursing about God, fire truck, funk, God damn it, why does nothing good ever happen to me? Why does Luck hate me as he's crying in the suit? However, he quickly pulls himself together by slapping himself. As Bell's okay. As he puts his hands together, as he's sitting on a crate, I have vehicles here, which there are literally about a few, a warthog. There's a warthog, a mantis, a phantom, which that's how the elite got on, but that elite was really smart and asked for a cloaking one, and it was the gray one, and it was in pretty good condition. He also had a banshee, which was missing half the wing because, yeah, let's just say the whole ship was completely strapped in, but that part of the wing was still being made. So when it was being, how should I say this? Basically, the toolbox hit it and the engine exploded, and that's how it works. And also, it's missing a few vital components for it to fly, like the engine. Asbel's Asbel just then Bill remembers something. If he has to ask the people of this place, because he did see a tower, but it looks pretty modern. Not modern, like a castle almost. So he thinks that he may be in another time or another place. Yeah, he's on another time period or whatever. So Bell gets up from from his seat and begins going to the dead elite. As soon as Bell does this, as soon as Bell begins trying to find where his cloaking thing was, Bell found his cloaking device, and he was surprised that this elite he found the button, but all he had to do was press it. However, as Bell began testing this for about 2 days, he figured it out. So basically, he's able to cloak for about a day. However, the next day it ran out. But yeah, he can only cloak for no what he can only cloak for 7 hours. However, that drains the battery completely. However, in the next day, that was fully recharged. So Bell had to wait 13 hours for the cloaking to recharge. So that's what he estimated. Well, not estimated. He actually saw it being recharged as the little bar in the thing began charging up. As Bell now begins putting that into his I don't know, his Spartan inventory or some shit. I don't know how the fuck. No, I was gonna say he has a pouch, has pouches on him, the one you're seeing right now. Like, yeah, that makes more sense. But no, I was about to say Izuku, but good thing I saw myself. As Bell begins looking through all the rest of the crates, he does find some more ammunition. He does find more ammunition for his pistol. So he was really happy, so he puts that on his side. And he finds another one. He also puts that on his left side. And now he's like, hell yeah, I can do wield now. As Bell's like, now what else do I need? As Bell begins finding if there's anything else, he finds, what was really surprising is, I can't tell if that's a sticky grenade gone on him, but can we just all say the shotgun? He finds a freaking shotgun. But the ammunition, as soon as he pulled the bag, it was not pretty. It was. You guys should know, you know what, guys? You know, prank someone, you grab the dog's poop and put it in the bag. Yeah, that's what was in it. As Bell was like, whoever did this is going to get fired, and I'm going to slowly strangle them to death. However, the shotgun had 4 bullets, which was okay, at least this has 4 bullets, so don't waste these unless I really need to. This will also be what he also finds, if you want him to have that. Oh, I just realized he's looked the same, Jesus. As Zook... I'm fucking dumb. Everyone yell at me in the comments, because I keep saying Ezekiel. But first, how long have I been recording? 23 minutes. 23 minutes? You think, immortals. Everyone in the comment section. If you're seeing okay guys, 100%, if you're seeing... Give me a minute. Yeah, my charge has been acting up lately, so... There you go. So, if you've been seeing, my charger, you know... not freaking working, just not working, or just me, complaining, or... I don't know where I'm going with this, but whatever, I'll get to it. As Bell begins, trying to find anything else, hoping that there are more shotgun shells somewhere, he does find some, but he finds, a whole, shotgun, he finds, about 8 more shotgun shells in the crates. However, the ones that, how come they were in the crate? Because the rest of them were completely destroyed because the strapping for them completely knocked one of them off, and when they hit the metal container with a really high speed, it blew up, causing a chain reaction between all the, all the other gunshot shit, the shotgun shells. However, some employee was put up, he basically put
goddamn like plastic thing around it, but it was not the normal kind of plastic, like bulletproof plastic. So those shotgun shells were fine. And Bell was like, "Thank you for whoever did this. I appreciate you." As he grabs them and puts them in his pouch. As Bell's like, if I'm going to the city, I need somewhere to hide myself. As he's like, because judging by their reaction, if they see me with the skulking armor, they just think I'm just some type of, I don't know, alien or something. So, as Bell's like thinking of what to do, as something catches his eye, he looks very closely, and he sees a little gray clothing. As he sees what it is, he's like, "Oh, it's a cape." And the cape I'm talking about, guys, is this. This this is the cape. Yep, it's official. He has that cape now. So let's get to it. As Bell begins putting that on, he's like, "This is so comfy. Why would anyone throw us out?" Okay, guys, do you want a flashback? Yeah, getting a flashback. Flashback, not his flashback, but flashback of the worker. Like, "Hey, Tyler, yeah, what is it, Mike? Do we want this? Do we want this like gray looking winter coat? This gray looking clothing or hood? What do you mean? No one ordered that." Well, someone did order. It's like a name called like Ron Rigas or something. Like, oh my god, this is just another one of his pranks, Mike. Just put it in a container and I'll talk to him because he's wasting all his goddamn money. And flashback, and Bill's like overjoyed that he has like this cool fucking thing. And plus, give me a minute. Oh yeah, now I know. As Bell begins like walking away out of this place, first he tries opening the hangar doors, but you should know. Flashback. This is a flashback of like come on, you stupid thing. Like 5 minutes later, come on, open it. He has a crowbar and he's like trying to pry the doors open from the back. It's like 2 hours later, I give up. And Bill's like, yeah, I have to. I hope I get to repair these tools because the tools do look extremely advanced, but yeah, he needs to find somewhere to repair them. So he grabs a duffel bag that was conveniently was in the container as well. So he begins zipping the broken parts and zipping the broken tools and putting them in there. As he begins walking out, the broken down ship, the first thing he does is grabs the two doors and begins pulling them together, almost completely making sure that they are like closed. As Bell turns around and just breathes in that air, just says, God, good thing good thing my oxygen for this environment is breathable, because otherwise I'd be pretty fucked. Oh yeah, and Bill already took like all like the armor off the elite, so but Bill buried the elite for respect of the dead. As Bill begins making his way to the city, he makes it there in clothing. Everyone's looking at him, just wondering, like, no, what? This is in the middle of the night. Know what? Fuck it, day. Everyone's looking at him, and he's like tall as a Spartan. And the thing behind him, they see a shotgun behind him. However, the cloak is like covering his face complete, like this whole like helmet completely, covering him in darkness. As soon as he arrives, he begins trying to ask around a bit. First, he goes to Mamma Mia's place, and that's when he encounters Seer. As Seer looks at him, as Bell begins slightly tilting his head up a bit, as Seer just sees some like a helmet, sees some type of yellow helmet, and Bell asks her like, "What is this place called?" As Seer's like, I haven't seen you around before. Are you a newcomer?" As Bell makes an excuse like, "Yes, I am from a very far village. I am pretty much need of some directions and some way of making some cash. Do you know any?" As Seer's like, well, there's the dungeon, but you should know that. As also Bells makes an excuse up for that. Well, my parents really kept me inside all the time, so I don't really know about these things, so. As Seer's like, oh, so you're a mama's boy, and Bell's like, no, that's not what I meant. As she was like, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing you. And I was like, God, why do I have to be stuck on this damn planet? And she was like, but the dungeon's right in front of you. Do you see the tall structure? Seer says, and Bill's like, yeah, I do. And she was like, well, if you go over there, that's where you can like ask them to do stuff or whatever. And yeah, no. Bell has not encountered the Minotaur yet, so this is him getting into the city. And after this, then he meets the Minotaur. Oh no, show. You're gonna. The Minotaur's gonna eat a shell tonight, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, guys. I don't know why I like that voice so much. As Bell begins like slowly, like putting his head down, like and he says thanks. As Bell turns towards the giant dungeon, the giant tower. I can't remember the goddamn the blonde girl, not the blonde girl, like the brown girl's hair. Like I'm trying to remember. Is it Ina, guys? If it is, then if it's not, then I'm terribly sorry. I will formally address her name 100% once I get her name right. So I'm going to stick with Ina for now. As Bo arrives, everyone's just looking at him, and when also this is when the part where the sword of Loki Familiar are actually getting stronger together. However, I know Bell's a recruit, but if you think about it, the storage the cargo hold, it had about a bunch of records of Spartans in training combat scenarios. So Bell's been like for the next 2 days, he's just been like freaking like training like crazy because those 2 days, yeah, he has had to train because Spartans are really quick to adjust to their environment. As anyway, I'll get to it. As soon as Belle arrives in front of her, she like looks up. She just sees a figure wearing a gray clothing. She cannot see his face nor see his like feet or hands. No, what? Fuck it. She sees his feet, but it did not clearly look like a Spartan yet. But as she begins asking about what's your name, he says, "My name is Bill Cornell." as areas oh, okay. So what familia are you in? And Bill's like, familia? Everyone just looks at him slowly, like, what the fuck? As Ear's like, do you know what familia is? As Bill shakes his head like, no, I don't. As Emil's like, well, here, let me just get out of this thing and just tell you. My office is over here. As Belle begins following her to her office, as soon as as soon as Belle gets there, she first Iria asks him to take off the hood. As Belle was hesitant at first, and Iria says, I won't judge you. As Belle was like, okay, but you better not tell this to anyone. As he was like, I cross my heart and hope to die. And Belle's like, I didn't think, oh, so these people do know what the meaning here is. Well, might as well show myself, Belle says. Belle thinks it said. As Belle begins grabbing his cloak, like his hooded cloak, and pulling it down, as Arya sees, or Ina sees, Belle's, like, helmet, and she's like, what is that? As Belle says, oh, this is my helmet. I can see through it clearly. As Amelia's like, is that how you look? And Belle's like, no, but I prefer to keep my helmet on. As Amelia's like, well, can I see your face? And Belle's like, no. As Amelia's like, well, I can't help you if you don't show me your face. As Belle's like, fine. As Belle begins pulling off his mask, or his helmet, Amelia is shocked to see how old he is. He looks young. He looks like a 16-year-old. But his body looks like a grown adult, like in his 20s. And she was generally confused about, like, saying, hey, are you guys just gonna are you just gonna, like, stare at me all day? Or, as Amelia's like, oh, yeah. So, do you want to know about the familiar? What do you know? What do you want to know? As Belle's like, asks her everything about where he is, about what is this place, and why is there a huge tower. As she explains everything to him, and she says, oh, there also are the gods. And Bill's like, wait, what? And he was like, wait, do you know what gods are? And do you not know what gods are? And Bill's like, I know what gods are, but and they don't exist. And he's like, they do exist. That's how familiars are formed. And Bill's like, what? A familia is how familia is made is when someone joins a god and makes a contract with them, making a familia. The bigger the familia, the better the reputation. And Bill's like, what? And Air's like saying, yeah. So that's all the information I have right now. But I cannot allow you to go to the dungeon yet. However, there is a little thing actually, as she says, what is it? Well, I do need someone to accompany one of the Loki Familia members, and no. He's not going to join the Loki Familia. Okay, how about this, guys? I will personally make a community tab to which familia he should join. If he joins the Loki Familia, that gets interesting. However, if he joins the Hestia Familia, I can begin working towards that and making it epicer and epicer. However, I'll make a third option. I think that I should just leave Bell as a mercenary or as a media,
between the Loki familia and the Hestia familia. They both want him in their familia, basically, but he does not want to hurt any of their feelings, so he decides to work with both, and which makes Loki and Hestia mad. But I won't get into detail of that. If you guys decide on that, I'll get into detail of that. But whatever. Let's get into this again. Like, as Bill's like, well, okay, who is this person's name then? And she says, her name is Rivia. Well, she does not actually need any backup, but she's currently with Eyes at the moment. As Rivia's like, as Belle's like, what? As Belle's like, as Rena's like, yeah, if you do this favor for me, I'll throw in a little reward. I'll throw in some cash, so enough for you to stay somewhere. As Belle's like, fine. And he tries acting all tough, but he's really just acting, to be honest. As Belle puts back on the helmet and puts back on his puts back on his hood, Eric begins calling out to Eyes and Rivia, and they are actually pretty pissed because they wanted to go into dungeon alone by themselves, and Eyes is still level 4. She's level 4. After they're done, she will be level 5. However, since Spartans are incredibly agile and they have quick thinking, Belle is above her in and combat and efficiency. However, Belle's a level 1. So Rivia just thinks that he's like a high level, or just like a high level or some shit, but she is not. He is a level legit 1. And let's get into it. As Rivia and Ainz are waiting to go to the dungeon, as Rivia calls out to them and says, "Hey, I've hired this guy to actually accompany you." As Rivia and Ainz look at her, like, "Why would you ask someone to accompany us?" As Rivia's like, "Well, he's new to the city, so I want you guys to, help him out around." As they both look at him like, "Hey, what level are you?" They did not know. Don't fuck. They're like, "Don't, hey, buddy, don't come crying to us when you're asking to leave the dungeon." And Bill's like, "Okay." And as soon as they begin going up to the mid floors, Bill begin eyes be eyes and Rivia begin casting spells to the mid floors. They're just trying to kill the monsters in the mid floor first and then keep going up. However, Bell is just fucking punching the ogres and some of the monsters in the face in the mid floors. He's not wasting his goddamn ammo. However, one of the ogres manages to get behind Bell and almost smash him to the ground. However, Bell quickly jumps away and grabs his pistol and shoots the ogre in the head. I'm about to. If my mom comes in my room, guys, I'm gonna yell at her legit. Okay, she's not gonna get go. As Rivia and Ainz questioning what the hell was that noise, as they just see a little silver thing. They see a little something rolling towards them. A metal round object. It was a bullet shell. As when they just see Bell shoot it, when they see Bell holding the weapon, they see they just they. I am getting pissed because I'm trying. They see half of this arm exposed. As they're like, what? What kind of armor is that? And this is gonna be so surprising to them because once they see how I don't know, let's just say once they see him like in like the full suit, their jaws are gonna be dropped instantly. Okay, let's get to it. As then they begin climbing up the higher levels, and now they're on now floor 7. However, Mel decided to take a little nap or a little break. Both Eyes and Rivia agreed because they've been wasting too much of their stamina. And then first thing they did was try to make sure that no monsters was there. And of course, the first person was on the guard was Bell. Of course, he actually was sleeping as well, but also making sure that his motion trackers were still working. However, as soon as Bell was sleeping for 5 minutes, he picked up motion on his tracker. As soon as he heard the noise, he immediately woke up and grabbed his pistol, or began going for his pistol. However, it was just a goblin, so Bell just shoots it, waking up both Ainz and Rivia. As soon as they turn to Bell, Bell says, "Sorry, I woke you guys up, but Goblin kinda was here, so I just shot it." As then both Ainz and Rivia asks the question, "What is that he just used?" As Bell's like, it's sort of a weapon. It's a gun." And Rivia's like, "Where'd you get it?" As Bell and Rivia and Bell does not answer, and he just says this: "You don't. I'm not. None of your business." As Bell puts the gun on his holster. As soon as they reach the 15th floor for the boss, Ainz immediately goes in as Rivia goes in too. But Bell kind of they actually asked Bell to stay there, but Bell cloaked himself and followed them. And now they were fighting the boss. As Bell's watching them for about 2 hours, Bell's like, damn. He's looking at their fighting styles and their teamwork. He's not very impressed, to be honest. He's looking at their fighting, but he notices Ainz is not get well. I'm sorry, guys, but actually, Spartans, they fight incredibly good, and plus he's seeing Ainz fight. She is pretty good, but she could have cut off that monster's arm within the next 7 seconds, and then and then if and then Rivia could have taken the other arm out by just casting, I don't know what is a spell, to cut off his arm more quickly, and then they both would have then Rivia would focused her magic on grabbing the monster's neck, and then Ainz would be able to stab through the boss's head, eye, and kill it, and stab in the eye and straight through the brain. Not really impressed, but Bill decides to step in, just uncloak himself, just saying "You guys' teamwork is pretty Your guys' teamwork is not bad, but it could be more." As they both look to the left and just see they just see that guy in the cloak, and they're wondering how long has he been here. As Bell begins saying watch this, you amateurs. As Bell begins grabbing a grenade, pulls out a grenade and throws it at the boss, exploding it in the face as the boss roared at him. Now the boss is more focused onto Bell. As the monster goes for a punch, as monster punches as monster goes for a punch, Bell dodges it and climbs up its arm, and Bell begins putting his hand behind his back, and he grabs his shotgun, and now he begins running up the monster's arm. However, the monster tries to punch Bell again, but with its right arm. Bell dodges it, and Bell uses the velocity to make him jump a bit higher, and he stabs the monster in the eye with a shotgun. And Bell says to the monster "This is how you're just too easy to predict." And the monster, as Bell pulls the trigger, as all they could hear was as the monster falls to the ground, the boss falls to the ground, turning to dust. As Bell's "You guys can have this." As Rivia and Ainz look at him and saying "What? Who are you?" As Bell just slowly just says, "Someone with more skills in combat than you." As Rivia and Ainz grab the giant crystal, and when they get back to the dungeon, their partnership is completely terminated because Bell was very, very not impressed. Because in his time as being a recruit or being a trainee, he worked with the best teammates, even with the worst. The worst became the best. Because he was the personal goddamn leader for them. And the thing that everyone was pissed off about when they all graduated off camp was all the commanders called him a recruit. They all reduced his rank to recruit. Because he did have excellent leadership. However, the commanders didn't think that he was giving it his all, which was true. Bell was not giving it his all because he was hesitant about how quickly the enemy could advance or how fast he would be able to defeat his team. And yeah, so yeah, I got an excuse for him for being a recruit. As Ice and Loki asking him where he get that weapon, he does not answer. As this is what he says: "This will be where we part ways." And that is where I'm going to be ending it off for today. But, if you guys want to see more of this, smash that like button. Let's get the like up to, I don't know, 200 likes. Not 200 likes. If this video gets 200 likes, then I will make part 2. So, after this video is posted, I hope you guys will like this video. Please, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. But as always, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.